Hi everybody out there in S&G land, and welcome to another weekly update. Now last week I skipped just to give everybody a chance to take a little break from seeing me on camera, so I'm back this week with some new and exciting stuff. First thing I wanted to talk about was the holiday schedule. Okay, I know we're a little late getting that out, but obviously when Teresa left and Dave Massard took over as CFO and human resource person, he's a little inundated, so we kind of haven't gotten everything dialed down 100% yet, but it's in the works. Okay, so the next three important dates to remember, if you will. First one is that we're closed Easter Sunday, which is, well, it's Sunday and I forget what the exact date is, but we're closed and it is a non-paid day. Okay, we will be open Monday, May 28th, Memorial Day, along with Monday, September 3rd, Labor Day. Now, in the handbook it says those are paid days off. You will be paid for them, or actually get an extra PTO day, if you will. And we're going to be open those 2 days. Last year we did extremely well. We set up a bunch of estimates, so we're anticipating doing that again this year, maybe even more, since this year everyone's going to know that we're open those days ahead of time. But we're going to be open 10 to 4, so you'll still have time to go home and barbecue and enjoy the afternoon and maybe even sleep in the morning. So 10 to 4, we will be open Memorial Day and Labor Day. Okay? What else? Something I wanted to mention about our new laminate Blakely in the color Toasted Hickory, kind of the dark one. And what it is I wanted to talk about is the French Bleed. I know you're all familiar with that, and just to review kind of the dark edges between. But now that you have the display floor down, if you take a real close look at the product, the French Bleed is somewhat random. It's not 100% uniform, which gives the floor a little bit more of a realistic or a hardwood appearance. Okay, so, but it's something you might want to mention to your consumers, just to point out that, you know, that some of the French Bleed is thicker in some areas and it's very faint in others. So something we just want to let our consumers know so that they're aware, so once it's installed, there's no surprises. Okay, something else we wanted to talk about today is the sample checkout policy. Never really had a strict one in place, but we're changing that. And as you know, you've seen the new racks coming in with the HGTV, or I'm standing in front of the Elements collection by Tuftex, and you can see how they're sending out the one big feeler sample, and then your customer's supposed to pick the colors off the board, showing the different colors. And if they actually want to take a sample home with them, you know, we're going to order a piece and get something about this size, roughly 2 inches by 4 or 5 inches. And actually I've seen some new ones from Mohawk that are even smaller than this. Well, the industry's going away because of the price of samples. They're going away from the big samples. So we need to adjust with that. It's very difficult for us to get the ones in our basket racks, these full-sized ones that are 13.5 by 18 inches. And if we don't get them back, it's really hard to replace them. So from now on, our new sample policy is that a customer is welcome to borrow 3 samples, but we need to get them returned within 2 days. Okay? Now, in the past we used to say things like, well, drop them off when you're done with them, or next time you drive by, or, you know, no big hurry. That's all changing. Okay? The samples are the tools of our trade. And you can imagine that we're not going to get any more of them. So when you get a product on the floor and it's got the 60 samples in it, that's basically all the samples you have off that product for the next year or 2 years. So if we give out a bunch of them and lose them, that rack's going to become an obsolete rack or a dead item for us. So getting our samples back is imperative. Okay, so got to make sure we're calling the customer when we check them out. We've got to make sure we let them know that they're the tools of our trade. They're really important to us. They're very valuable, and that we need them back in a couple days, and that you're only allowed to take 3. Okay, and that starts basically today, going forward, and that's just kind of the way it is. If they want to keep the samples, obviously we can order the little cuttings, you know, the 2 inches by 3 inches or whatever they are, and have those shipped to their house. But if they want to take the big samples, there is a limitation, and again, it's going to be imperative that you specify how important it is to get them back within a couple days. And obviously we can always set up an estimate where the estimator can bring them back in a day or 2, which works great for us because we like those estimates. So, okay, so that's something new. Couple other things just to go over real quick is that the qualifying questions, hopefully you're getting a little bit more comfortable with that and practicing them. I know it's going to take some time to get those implemented so you're comfortable talking to the customer and using them on a daily basis. But believe you me, there's some great value to each one of those questions. One in particular I wanted to talk about today that's one we've probably never been used in the S&G history, and that one is, are warranties important to you? What an outstanding question to ask a consumer, especially for a company like ours where we do back our warranties. Matter of fact, we have full-time employees that do nothing other than make people happy and answer their questions, and if a problem is there, we rectify it and take care of it. So, you know, asking that question, are warranties important to you, is absolutely gold for a company like ours, and it kind of separates us from the other guys. So, again, you know, keep studying those questions and get really comfortable with them. Next thing I want to review real quick with you is why we itemize bids, and that's because we want to be held accountable. And if the customer gets a bid from someplace and it's not itemized, they're probably hiding something, or they don't want to be held accountable. And we should be saying that every time that we present a bid. You know, and that brings me to my last point, is how different of a company we are than our competitors. The things we do are to service our consumers, to make them a knowledgeable consumer, and to meet the expectation. Okay, we're operating up here, and most of our competitors are somewhere down here. And if we don't tell our customers about it, if we don't kind of brag about ourselves and tell them why we do these things, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle and it's meaningless. And then it's just all about price, which, you know, if it comes down to all about price for the consumer, they might as well buy it on the internet. In fact, I would go so far to say, if you're going to buy it from a retail store, you either buy from S&G or you buy it off the internet for the cheapest possible price. Because if you go to one of our competitors and you save a couple $100 or whatever it is, you know what? You're better off buying it off the internet and saving more, because when it comes down to having an issue or a problem, they're not going to do anything for you. So remember that there is no equal to us in the floor covering industry. We're the leaders in this industry, as I've told you before, and we're the ones that offer the superior service, the aftermarket service, as well as the large samples to take home, huge display floors, great buildings, advertising, and a great and knowledgeable staff that is truly concerned about making the customer happy. So a lot of things to brag about here at S&G. So hey guys, thanks for watching. Keep doing your homework, keep practicing, and we're on a nice little roll here these last few days of February. And remember, March kicks off the official selling season, so it's only going to get busier. Okay everybody, take care. Bye-bye.